Welcome. We're in London in a beautiful setting in Shoreditch. London is the capital of the world. As you know, we have 12 unbelievable speakers from 9 different nationalities this morning. I couldn't even believe it, to be honest. But it's a pleasure. It's just excitement for the whole Numbly team that I want to congratulate again because they did it. So congratulations, Morgan, Anya, Simran. You did it. You know, it's the 6th Data Collaboration Summit already. We've had it several times, 3 times in Paris, once in New York, once in Dubai. But there was something lacking on the map, of course, and that was the London edition. So that's why we're excited, so excited to have it here. So maybe I can introduce myself first. For those of you who wouldn't know me, I'm Thibaut Munier, co-founder of Numbly. Numbly, we co-founded it 25 years ago. Yes, that's a long time. And more than ever, we're passionate about how data and digital can help marketing. So we're more independent than ever, 600 people, and more excited than ever about those changes. If I had, when we co-founded with Isolis 25 years ago in a Paris kitchen, not in a Silicon Valley garage, Numbly, if we had just the idea that we could be talking about data collaboration 25 years ago here in this place, obviously we wouldn't have believed it. So maybe we can kick off the intro and introduce our amazing guest speakers. So we will have Stein from Amazon Ads. We will have Nadine from ITV. Petros from L'Oréal. We have Paul from Uber Ads, who's a frequent speaker, I must say, at the DCS. We now have a couple of people who spoke many, many times, and Paul is part of them. So congrats, Paul. We have Laetitia. We will kick off with her, CMO of L'Oréal UKI. We have Damien, VP EMEA from Netflix. Unbelievable to have him this morning. He will join us. And we'll be talking about it, a special guest with Sorin Patilinet from Pepsi, and also another and a writer will be talking about this right now. We have Dr. Ramla Jarrar, co-founder of Mass Analytics. She's somewhere in the room. Thank you, Ramla. Again, a frequent speaker. We have Anne, Scope 3. Thank you, Anne, so much for being with us. You're a local one, and that's important to say because we need some. We have Alexia from LiveRamp. We have Stefano from Smartbox, George from BMG. Welcome, all of you. And some speakers from Numbly as well. We'll have Simran, marketing manager here, Laure, our global head of media, Anya from the content team, thank you, and Luca, our head of programmatic. And here is the agenda. So we will kick off with intro right now. This is what we're trying to do. We'll have the fireside chat with Laetitia. Then a panel on sense and scalability, AI meets full funnel activation. Wow, you can tell there was a big work on the titles here. Mind the Gap, tackling measurement and effectiveness in marketing. Next big panel. Our coffee break with some surprises here. Then we'll have Damien from Netflix, a panel again with LiveRamp and L'Oréal, and actually with Boots, of course, Media Group. And we'll finish with Sorin, who will kind of wrap up with me the morning. So yes, this is the first time in the DCS times that we have a guest speaker like Sorin, who will be, maybe some kind of smart eye, a little bit different, more global perspective. He just published a book 2 months ago, which is called Marketing Effectiveness, and he will be having this kind of a little bit third-party eye on what we're talking about. He will present his book, and we're so happy to have you, Sorin, again so much. A couple of housekeeping rules. So there's a lot of people with us online. I said that already. You can ask your questions because we're in the country of free speech, I've heard. And living in the US, No comment. So I'm so happy about that. Let's take advantage of free speech. So please ask your questions. We will try to save some time for questions always. Trying to define data collaboration, that could be a good thing. You know, after 5 editions, maybe it could be the time to try to define. And the answer is, I don't know how to define that thing. What I know is it's slightly different from retail media. We're talking a lot about retail media. It's good, it's nice, it's exciting, but it's not always data collaboration. What we mean by data collaboration is we need to have 3 key conditions. You know, the first one is the ability to access data, and that is key. Sometimes we call it self-serve clean room. Okay, that's a complex word. AMC being an example, we'll see other ones. But it's this notion of providing some kind of access because, yes, black box, and that's maybe a claim already, are not the solution for what brands need. Black box are not the future, and black box is not an excuse for not providing data. I mean, this idea of, you know, whatever, reasons for providing black box, we don't want this, and I don't think that this is what brands need. Second condition, the capacity to match data sets, because the value very often comes from matching data. And we often say that match rate is the new, click-through, or, somehow the new cookie, because it's the new way to actually make sense of the data, measure accurately, and change and generate some kind of shift of power. So we need this ability to match data sets. And last, but definitely not least, and probably Sorin will have something to say about that, we want the ability to actually build your own KPIs and your own metrics or KPIs. We'll discuss that with Sorin, but the ability to build measurement frameworks, the ability to challenge measurement, and that is critical. So those are, we believe, 3 conditions. After 5 editions, it was time to try to define. I won't go into this. We've been working at Numbly for 10 years in the data collaboration field. Just keep in mind, we do 4 things at Numbly. We do CRM, everything CRM. We love it. We do everything media, and especially retail media, and we connect the dots between the two with tech. We have our own CRM automation tool, the Numbly MarTech platform. If you've never heard, it works great, and we have unbelievable cases and clients. And last but not least, we provide some consulting, strategic, help on all those questions. And data collaboration is at the very core of what we do, because obviously it's about providing, as I said, more data, more access, more transparency, and stronger measurement. So we've been doing that for 10 years. We started with LiveRamp. We're agnostic of technologies, so we work with multiple technologies as well. Of course, the Snowflake, the InfoSum of this world. I wanted to quickly remind everyone about what we mean by clean room. This is the idea, and we started with a LiveRamp clean room that was back then of Carrefour. Carrefour being a big retailer, and I think the first one among world retailers to adopt a clean room with a self-service mode. And we were lucky enough to be partnering both with LiveRamp and with Carrefour at that time, so we were kind of the ideal, person to be working as a trusted third party, which is our key positioning on this. Basically, what we did was to match, retailer-level data, online and offline with loyalty program, with a deterministic approach, and privacy safe, in a clean room, so this strange animal, privacy safe, where matching can happen, but where, like in Vegas, everything that happens stays in the clean room. And so we did multiple brands, some of them in the room, matching with a retailer-owned clean room. And that was the beginning. And we discovered, to be honest, the beauty of that for insights. That is key for activation, because we can define which segments we want to activate on the retailer side. We can export them, and buy media just against those people. And then measurement, of course, closing the loop, as we like to say, because we know who has been exactly activated, who has been exposed, and we can compare, and we can work on incrementality, which is going to be another keyword of this morning. That was nice, that was easy, that was good all time already. It's growing very fast. But this is retailer-led clean room. The good thing, which I did not expect, is that clean rooms went way further than this. Because a few years later, brands said, we want one clean room. We deserve one. It's fine to have access to a retailer, but you know what? There's some kind of a price always. And we want to be able to manage data, our data, first-party data, and connect it with multiple sources of data, multiple clean rooms. So that led us to brand-led data ecosystems, we like to call it, where a brand acquires their own clean room. So we have a number of players in this room which do own a clean room. And that is very important. We see a huge trend in the US globally around brands taking power, taking access, willingness to control their data, and that comes with a clean room that they can connect, obviously, with AMC. We'll be talking about this with Stain. Obviously, with some retailers, Carrefour being one, but more and more. On the French market, you can connect now over 50% easily of the total food business throughout clean rooms. And also with publishers. We'll have publishers in the room, obviously, so we can discuss it. This is our vision at Numbly, this idea that brands need to be in the driver's seat. They need to build their own data ecosystems, and that is for the benefit of everybody. Everybody. I know that some black box could think, no, this is not where I want to go, but we believe it's the best for the mutual benefits. Just to give you one example, this is what we do in the US with Colgate and Hills from Colgate for the past 4 years already. We've built with them, they've built and we've helped, a huge data ecosystem, a real one. Over 50% of their total transactional sales online, offline is now accessible through their clean room ecosystem because they connected, or we connected the top 4 retailers, specialty retailers, Chewy, Petco, PetSmart, and Amazon with different clean rooms, different technologies. It doesn't matter. It's not only a question of technology, it's a question of access, granular access, and publisher level, okay? The Google, the Display, the Dish, the DirecTV, Ampersand, Trade Desk, etc. They all provide access through some kind of clean rooms to their data. And we connect the dots. In the middle, they put, of course, we put their 1P data, which is little. But look, when you're a CPG brand and you now have access to over 50% of your sales, to over 50% of your media spend at the most impression level, individual level, you know what? You're not really a CPG like we all learned at school. And good news, we have some students in the room. So the world is changing, and you're lucky because you see this, which is definitely the future. So to finish this intro, too long, sorry, we have 4 types of players. We have brands with L'Oréal, with Smartbox, with Pepsi this morning, who will be speaking, and thank you to them, also, of course, again. We'll have publishers. Is Amazon a publisher? You could be everywhere almost, but let's say platforms, ITV, Netflix will be speaking. We'll have consumers, we're all consumers, and we'll have commerce players. See, I didn't talk about retailers because we'll have Uber as well, and we have banks now, we have airlines, we have hotels. Everyone is coming to this game of data collaboration, JP Morgan among others. So it's big, it's growing. Everyone wants to bring their data to the table. So this is the table. We have some enablers in the room, Scope 3, LiveRamp, Mass, Numbly. We are trying to make this work, okay? And that takes a lot of service, a lot of expertise. Yes, that can seem a little bit complex, but this is our vision, and we know with Hill's example that it works so well. And let's kick off with our opening fireside chat, building a successful brand data ecosystem. And I'm very glad to welcome on stage Laetitia Raouz.